Welcome back to another Making Comics. This is actually page one again. The reason because it's page one again is because after completing the first page one, I felt that it didn't have the density and the kind of dark intro that I wanted. And I felt that the main character was a little bit lost, didn't, get his due, so to speak. So I did one again, and I actually changed the era, the time period, to a more medieval kind of fantasy era, because I think that will be easier for me to integrate with the magic using and all that. So I had an idea, and the only thing that's gonna be changing is kind of like the first chapter intro, but the main story and characters are all gonna be there. I'm gonna change some things. The school is not gonna be a school, modern day school. It's gonna be more of a academy, a knight academy. Here you can see I'm doing the main character, and I don't know what I was thinking when I did the hair there, because it looks like some kind of Bart Simpson, Quicksilver kind of weird Dragon Ball hairdo. Uh, but I'm gonna change it. I think I actually took some inspiration from kind of the 80s anime and manga. So I chose a hairstyle, and the knight, the girl knight that you see on top, well, not now because I'm on the third panel, but when you see it on top, that girl's hair is actually inspired by a 80s manga that I kind of found funny, Golden Boy, and it's the computer boss girl. I can't remember what her name is in the manga, but anyway, here you can see I did one hairdo on the main guy, but it's actually an old one that I did before. But I'm gonna change it again because I felt that it wasn't really the right hairdo for a guy who lives in the Middle Ages. So yeah, here you go. Here you will see me doing the very simple, but he has hair between his eyes and on the side of the eyes. You will see it better later on, because I was actually kind of thinking of, okay, he's sitting on this pile of soldiers that's burning in the city. You may think he's a bad guy. You don't know. He looks kind of demonic. I removed the smile. I also made the eyes smaller because I want him to have like a sinister look. And blood all over him. He has killed all those soldiers. So she is actually a very powerful knight, but even she is kind of scared of this creature slash demon slash our main guys. So she's gonna be yeah, here's the hairdo as you can see. It's a very 80s one, kind of like late 80s hairdo. I think it's still popular today. I don't know. I'm not, fully aware of what hairstyles are in these years. But I also did change some things, the noses, and a little bit more serious drawing, because I felt that the comic style, the comedian style that I did in the previous page didn't work out as I thought. I felt that it was going to be hard to do these magical and kind of dark scenes when you had characters that was a little bit more comedian. Here I'm just doing some weapons, arrows, swords, spears that the soldiers have used, some shields. So I did this all in a silhouette because I did not want to do all the details of every body and knight and soldier on the ground. I went with dark eyes for the main character, as he is when he is in the demon slash monster slash whatever kind of state, because I wanted to have first the eyes red, but I thought no, it's more scary if you don't have any pupils and just have the white little dot as the eye. Uh, yeah, here I do one kind of hand, arm, and you see the knight in the first panel here. I'm drawing him lying down, kind of beaten dead, and his sword out of his reach. But I had fun doing this page, actually. It was kind of fun because I went back to something that I felt comfortable with, and I just went with it. You will see me here soon trying to color in Photoshop. Here I am now in Photoshop, and I was trying to do the color here because I wanted to see if it felt more natural to do it here. But as I started and, starting to fill out stuff, I felt really uncomfortable. I have been using Manga Studio so much that I actually didn't feel comfortable doing this. You will see me do small things here, just some coloring, and abandoning it and just going back to Manga Studio and just say, hey, if I'm gonna do it, just do it all in one program, one software. So here I am back again doing it now in Manga Studio, which I am more accustomed to. So that's kind of one thing you have to remember when you're making comics. It doesn't matter if it's Photoshop, it doesn't matter if it's Manga Studio, or if it's Sketchbook Pro, or Psy, or whatever you're using. You have to be comfortable with it so you can do stuff and try out stuff. And a program that you are comfortable with, that you feel that you can trust in doing these things. So whatever software you're using, just remember that you can do it pretty much in any program. Just practice and learn the software. Now we're doing shadows. I had a little bit issue with the shadows because I first thought I was gonna do some coal because it's gonna be kind of like a nighttime, but then I remembered that the fire is going to be warm. So and I also had kind of issues with the shadow on the main character because he's sitting right next to the fire, but I tried, and you will see me do it again, tried some soft shadows that she has, the Lady Knight. So you will see, now I'm doing the fire. I think I redid this because I just used yellow and I kind of wanted to have a little bit more the orange, the red in the fire. So I did it again. As you can see here, I also made it a little bit bigger. I still pushed it up a little bit later on, and you will see here that I just used the smudge tool that Manga Studio has, which is fingertip. Really good smudge tool. So the fire was kind of easy. Anyway, here I also tried to do the sparks that's flying from the fire. And here you will see me now just coloring a little bit here, because the main character is actually white, all white. When he is in his demonic or monster face or whatever you want to call it, I haven't figured out a name for it yet, but he's actually completely white. I'm still thinking if he will have some kind of tattoos or some markings on his body. But I always liked the character from Bleach, the white Ichigo when he's in the sword, communication state. And I always liked that kind of style, so I wanted to have him in that. Here you can see me doing a hard shadow, because the source of light is coming from back, where he's sitting. He's kind of having the fire on his back side, left side here. And I was trying to see how much shadow can I have, how much shadow do I have to have him hidden in, how dark is the shadow. So you will see me here trying some stuff out, just figuring some stuff out here. I took a bright orange to have the kind of glow from the fire on his body, and I'm trying some gradients and just trying some stuff here to make it seem that he's actually sitting in a very wild fire that's burning the bodies and burning the city. Um, the Lady Knight, well, this is kind of part of the story, so this is actually kind of a kind of flashback, or just an introduction to the world, kind of speaking, because the main story that kicks off after this page is actually set about 5 or 10 years. I haven't decided yet, but 5 or 10 years later. So this is how she meets him, which he's gonna become her student or apprentice, her Padawan, if you want. And I was also having some issues with the armor, because it kind of turned very red, and I wanted to have the glow from the fire, but I didn't want to push it too much. So yeah, you will see me trying some stuff out, but this is kind of the fun I'm having with this page when I'm doing it, is trying some stuff out, not being quite sure what is correct or not. But I really like the result. But as you can see here now, the main character's body is way too small. Way too small. So I'm going to fix that later on, because I noticed it and I thought the head and the body was just out of proportions. So you will see me fattening him up, or at least I'm taking the right side of him and just pushing it out a little bit more. Here I'm using some wood texture just to get the buildings in the background. Not that you see much of it, but I always wanted it to be a little bit more detailed, more texturized. So I was actually against having textures at first, but yeah, I'm trying it out. Here you can see I'm giving it more and more, volume, just adding so it doesn't become... and I did have to change some stuff, because yeah, now I'm doing the text. This is the only thing that I'm not liking with my program. My program, Manga Studio 5, has not the best text editor. It takes a while for me to get used to it, but yeah, Photoshop is way better when it comes to text. Anyway, I hope you liked what you've seen. Please help me out, subscribe, comment in the comment section, and subscribe if you like what I do. More videos are coming, tutorials are coming soon. I'll see you then. Bye bye.